Hey, Jen Frost here, your personal fulfillment coach. Hope you're having a fabulous, fabulous day. I am coming to you with day one of a 6-day series of videos that are going to be talking about my success framework that I've put together to help take you from feeling stuck and not being able to move forward in your vision and your goals into feeling confident and excited and actually starting to achieve the success that you so deserve and that you have been dreaming about for so long, but just seems just right out of reach. So today is day one, and we're going to be talking about the first of the 6 phases. But first I want to talk a little bit about what is success. What does success feel and look like to you? There's a lot of different opinions or perspectives, I guess you can say, on what success is. And it can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people. It could mean financial freedom, for example. It could mean that when I say financial freedom, I mean having the ability to just choose to invest in yourself, invest in your home, invest in your life in a way that is going to help you to grow and to bring you the happiness that you desire, and not worrying about how you're going to be able to financially do that. Knowing with confidence that you have the funds to be able to live the life you want, to not worry about debt, to not worry about any of that awesome stuff. So that is one version of success. Another version of success is in the area of relationships, for example. Having that awesome partner that supports you and guides you and lets you grow the way that you want to grow and encourages you to be the person that you really truly are. Or having relationships in the community that you live in, where you each support each other and you continue to provide for each other and to fulfill the mission of having an awesome community that's going to help everybody and support everyone. Another version of success is health. So for a lot of people, that looks like being able to fit into the clothes that you want, knowing that you're making the right decisions in what you're eating, making sure you're drinking enough water. There are going to be a lot of different things that lead up to what your version of success is. Maybe it's getting that awesome promotion that you've always wanted, or maybe it's quitting your job and going out on your own. First thing that you're going to have to do is to be able to define what this success looks like. And that is actually the beginning of phase 1. So phase 1 of the 6 phases of success framework is achievement. And when I say achievement, I'm asking you, what is it that you want to achieve? Because here's the deal. If you don't know what it is you want, then how do you expect to be able to get there? It's like putting a random address into GPS and then expecting it to take you somewhere and being happy when you arrive. If you can't determine where it is you want to end up, it's going to be very hard to actually find success once you get there. We've got to be able to put a plan in place so that you can achieve on all of these awesome goals and your awesome vision. But if you don't know what that vision is, it's going to be very hard. Now, that being said, this can be the toughest phase for a lot of people because you've been told by society, by people that you've grown up around, the people that raised you, whoever it is, what success was supposed to look like. And that was their version of success. And that somehow became your version, because when we're very young and we start to produce all these opinions and perceptions about our world, we're doing it based on how people react to certain things. So as we get older, we have formed a belief system that now becomes your reality. And unless you start to question that reality, that is going to maintain, your reality will stay exactly at that point. It's going to be status quo. It'll be fine maybe, but you are probably settling from what it is you could really be doing. So for a lot of people, it can be hard to really be honest with yourself and be honest enough to even write down what it is you really want. But that is the purpose of this first phase. So what are some of the things that you can do to get to the point that you're able to determine what it is you really want to achieve? One of the first things that I would challenge you to do is to just make a list. Just brainstorm, brain dump, if you will. I love that term. Just get it all out of your head and on paper. I don't care how crazy it sounds. I don't care whatever. Just put it down on paper. If time and money were no object, give me 25 things that you would want to have in your life right now. And in addition to telling me what you want, I want you to tell me why you want it. Is it something that is going to make you feel a certain way? What is that way? Is it going to give you that freedom? Is it going to give you success? Do you feel like it'll give you stability? That's a big one for a lot of people, is just the feeling of knowing that you're in control and that you have the stability. So as you're writing down this list of 25, be sure to also indicate what it is about these things that you really want, okay? And that's gonna come into play here in the second phase as well. We're gonna reach back to this list. So if you wanna follow along with me, I would pause this video right now and make your list, and then we'll come back to it in a minute, okay? Great. Okay, so you're back. You have your list of 25 things that you want to achieve, and you know why you want them. So now I want you to look at this list, and I want you to look more at the whys, and I want you to look at it and determine what trends do you see? Is it about freedom for you? Is it about adventure? Is it about stability? What are those things that are starting to come up for you? And how do those things make you feel? Are you excited? Are you happy? Are you feeling joyful? Like, what feelings are you getting with these trends that you're starting to see? So as you are starting to do this, you're starting to slowly peel off some of the layers of the things that might be holding you back. So I want you to continue to kind of think about that list, and I want you to now think about it in the terms of the different areas of your life that you could be tapping into right now. So did you look at things from a career perspective, from a financial perspective, from a health perspective, from a personal growth perspective? Did you look at it from a perspective of your physical location? You know, when we talk about wants, there's definitely a piece of it that is a physical location piece. What is your house going to look like? What kind of car do you want to drive? All of these are different things that you can address when you're making this list. But the goal is to be able to look at this list and then start to identify those trends, as I mentioned. So once you have that, the next exercise that I want to work on with you is working on what I call a vision statement. Oftentimes people have heard of a vision board, and I definitely I love vision boards. I definitely support making a vision board, but I really like to walk my clients first through the process of building the vision statement, because with the vision statement, you are really articulating what it is that you want. And you can do this for any period of your life. You can do this for a specific thing. If one of those areas I was talking about really brought something up for you, that's the area you know you want to focus on. You could do it specific to that, or you can do it more broad for your big picture of what your life wants to look like. So to get to that point of what this vision looks like, I just want you to take a couple of deep breaths, and we're just going to settle right in here. And I want you to just take a moment, and I want you to start to ask yourself, what do you want? And again, if you're following along and you're doing these exercises at this time, I would suggest that you pull out a journal, piece of paper, and just write at the top of the page, what do I want? ? Okay? Now, there's a couple of other pieces of this that I'm going to want you to think about. I usually recommend that you think about this in a 3-year period. Where do you want to be 3 years from now? So it's not way in the future, something that is completely unimaginable, but it's not just a year from now where it's like, oh my gosh, this is so overwhelming and daunting, I can't even think about reality, because it's a year from now. So question is, where will you be 3 years from now? Where do you want to be 3 years from now? And again, money and time are not an object. Oftentimes we limit ourselves because we think, well, I'm never going to get there because I don't have the funds, or I don't have the time, I don't have the support, I don't have the resources, I don't have a particular skill that I feel that I need to be able to get to this point. Leave all that to the side. We're going to deal with all that later. But in this phase, I want you to think about what that looks like 3 years from now, okay? Now, you're thinking about where you are 3 years from now. A few things I want you to think about when this comes up. So you can write these down on that same sheet of paper. So before you pause the video, you have these to reflect on as you're going through it. The question is, where are you? And what are you doing? Who's with you? And what does it look like? Are you inside? Are you outside? What does it smell like? What color are you wearing? What are you doing with this person or by yourself? Are you celebrating something? Are you just enjoying having a perfectly perfect day? What is it that you're doing in this moment? And I really want you to take some time with this. So if you are in the middle of work, or if you're driving or you're doing something, it's a good time. Driving is great. You can start to think about it, reflect on it. But I really recommend you do this either first thing in the morning or right before you're going to bed. Get a mug of tea or cup of coffee and just start to think about it and start to write, because as you start to write about this, different things are going to come up and you're going to be able to explain it and define it further and further and further. And the benefits of doing this, why are we doing any of this? We're doing this because making this vision is going to be able to help you get very, very clear on what it is you want. And once you're clear on what it is you want, that's when the magic happens. That's when you're going to start to shift your reality a little bit and shift your perspective a little bit to where maybe this isn't completely out there in the universe. Maybe it already is in the universe, which means that it's yours. So I want to just talk about that for a second. I believe wholeheartedly in the universal laws, one of them being the law of attraction, but there's quite a few different laws that go into this, and we won't get into all that today. But suffice it to say that whether you believe in the universal laws, whether you believe in God, whether you believe in a higher power, whatever it is, when I'm speaking about this, I want you to trust that the idea that because you are able to have this vision and hold these ideas in your mind, it means that they are already there for you to attain. And you deserve to have them because it is already something that has been created for you. The goal of these 6 phases to get you to that success of attaining them and achieving them is to open up the doors to the opportunities that are going to lead you down the path to actually receiving all of these awesome things that you deserve to have in your life. So when you're writing out your vision, I really want you to be open to that idea. And then what's going to happen is once you have this vision, you're going to start and you start to practice the different phases of this as we go along, you're going to start to see opportunities coming your way that are going to help you move towards this vision that you never ever would have thought of before. It's like, for example, have you ever wanted to buy a particular type of car? At one point, my husband and I talked about buying a Jeep. And what happens when you start to do that? You start to see these Jeeps everywhere, right? And it's the craziest thing. But what it is it's really what you focus on is what you're going to attract. So when we start to define this vision and we get clear on it, you're going to start to see more opportunities, and you're going to attract more things into your life like these opportunities that are going to help you move towards that goal. So that's one of the reasons that we want to get very clear on what it is we want, so that you can be looking and seeing these opportunities that are going to help get you there. Another really cool thing about putting your vision into place is that it's going to help to retrain your subconscious. And your subconscious, all your subconscious wants to do is please you. So when you start to define this and you start to explain it as reality, then what's going to happen is your subconscious it doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know the difference between what is really happening in your life and what it thinks is happening in your life, or what you've now just decided to tell it is happening in your life. And the more you can focus on that awesome, gorgeous vision that you have for your life, the more your subconscious is going to think that's what it is, and it's going to be able to start responding to that. And the thing about our subconscious is it only wants to please us, but it only knows what you tell it. So if it's used to you're at one baseline set of ideas that it's used to hearing day in and day out, the moment you start to diverge from that and start to grow a little, get a little out of your comfort zone, it starts to freak out because it wants to protect you and it wants to bring you back to where you are right now, because it's scary over there and we don't need scary. We're fine, perfectly fine right here. That's what the subconscious thinks. So the better we are at getting clear on what our vision is, we're able to tell our subconscious that, no, this is what we want. I'm super excited about it. It's going to be great. And then your subconscious is better able to get excited about it too and help you move down that path. So we'll touch on that some more as well in some of the other phases, but that's the general idea of that. And then finally, it's also going to help you to prioritize, and it's going to help you say no to things that are not aligned with this vision that you have. So again, the more clear we can get on it, the more specific we can get on it, the better it's going to be for you to be able to look at it compared to what's being asked of you and determine if it's going to help you move down that path. So that is why we're doing this. Now you've got your vision, you're going to be writing that up. A couple of tips that come to, that I want you to think about as well when you're writing up this vision. One, I want you to always write it in the present tense. And that goes back to what I was just talking about with the subconscious. We don't want the subconscious to think that it is a dream that's happening way out here. We really want the subconscious to believe that it's happening right now at this moment, and or it's already happened. So if you're celebrating something, celebrate that as if it's in the past, even though it hasn't happened yet. It's really there. It's already yours. It's totally cool. So that's what you want to do. You want to make sure you're practicing and celebrating in the present or celebrating something that's already happened in the past. Don't say, in 3 years, I will be doing blah, blah, blah. It is, I am here, I am doing this, and it's great. And that takes me to the next one. Make sure whatever you're writing down is a positive thought. So rather than saying, I quit my job, you're going to say, I am now working doing blah, blah, blah instead. So that you're looking forward, you're looking at the exciting, the positive part of it, rather than getting stuck in the negative of the whole thing. So that is how you are going to describe your achievement. This can work for anything. So this could work for a small goal. If you have a particular goal in mind that you're trying to achieve at work or that you're trying to achieve at home, setting that goal and getting specific about it and following these exercises is going to help you with that just as much as it's going to help the person that has a huge lofty vision that they see themselves, in 5-10 years in a whole different place, even 3 years in a whole different place. This same method's going to work for whatever it is you want to do. So hopefully this has been helpful for you, and that is phase 1. I'm super excited to hear what you come up with as far as where you're going to put your vision and how you're going to define it. And tomorrow we're going to move on to phase 2, which is one of my favorite phases of the whole thing. It's all about your attitude and how we can help to flip your mindset so that we can start to move forward towards getting what it is you want to achieve, rather than letting your subconscious keep you stuck and not moving forward. So please let me know. You can drop a comment in this video and let me know how your vision's coming along. If you have any questions about this, if you want any more information from me, then please drop a comment for that as well. Or you can check out my website, which is Jen with one N, frostcoaching.com, jenfrostcoaching.com. And I'd love to see you there. And if you have any questions, again, just let me know. Have a fabulous day, and we'll catch up soon. Bye.